What's going on, everybody? It's me, Truck Driver Sean. I'm sitting at home with the guitar I got during NAMM. Actually, technically, right after NAMM. I went to a bunch of the famous guitar shops and stuff in Nashville and came across this. What's awesome about something like this is this guitar just looks cool. Everything about this guitar is just awesome. Alright? This is a Weller Guitars. Bang, just totally hit the mic. But we don't edit shit here at the Truck Driver Show on YouTube channel. We leave the accidents. Call them happy accidents. Sort of like how Bob Ross did Pretty Trees. Alright. This guitar is amazing. Alright, so this is a RatRod. And I think I got the wrong paperwork. But it, that's all it says. It's the number 6. It's a 6-1 made. I actually ended up getting the paperwork for a different guitar. Right case, wrong paperwork. I gotta get a hold of the fine folks at Corner Music in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm sure a quick little jaunt in the mail will have this all sorted out with the correct paperwork, but that's all right. It's all good. I do have to, before I get into this, thank those guys, because I truly should not have this. If it wasn't for those guys just being solid, good dudes, I would not have this guitar in my hand. But I do, so thank you so much, Corner Music, for just being super cool, man. That you don't see that every day. That's why the local, like Flipside Music in Denver, Colorado, why these local businesses are so important. It's more about putting a good instrument in your hand. Granted, yes, they do need to make money, but they take pride in putting a really good instrument into people's hands. It makes a difference. Yes, I use Sweetwater. Yes, I frequent Guitar Center from time to time. But really, when I spend my money where I want to, if I can get the stuff that I need, I do it at local places, or small mom and pop independent places. So anyway, enough of that. This is built by Steve Weller. He is out of St. Louis, Missouri, which is kind of cool. I'm in Joplin, Missouri. Might be reaching out to this cat, see if maybe I can sit down with him for a minute and talk to him about his guitars, because I've never heard of him, ever. I was with Park Kingry of Park's Custom Pedals, and this was on the wall, and we both looked at that and said, damn, that thing looks pretty cool. I picked it up, plugged it in. Long story short, I didn't expect this thing to sound good when I plugged it in because of the pickup that's on it. You see that pickup? I'm a high gain player. I play a lot of metal, rock and roll. That doesn't look like it's going to do the job, right? Plugged it in to a Victory Sheriff, and it sounded amazing. I was like, wow, that crap amp can make it sound good. Let's grab that EVH guitar off the wall and see how far out of my spectrum this thing is, and it sounded better than the EVH with the Wolfgang pickup in it. I'm just going to put that out there. It sounded better. Had more lifeness to it. The chugs even sounded better. No idea what this pickup is because I have the wrong paperwork. So yeah. Zero clue. I don't know what to tell you about this guitar except for it's different. I'll do another review of it with like the specs and stuff when I have them. But pretty much I can tell it's got to be a... I wrote notes. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay. So it's got to be 24 3/4 neck. It's definitely mahogany body, mahogany neck. It's heavy for as thin as it is. But it's not so heavy it's uncomfortable. It's actually very comfortable. And for this type of body shape, it's actually light. It has an ebony fretboard. It's got stuff that's cooked onto it, which, let's just talk about that right now. Listen. It's not seated correctly down, so I'm going to add a couple extra screws. I just got to figure out how to make it look good, because he's gone through the steps of just making this such an amazing looking instrument. I don't really want to mess it up. Matter of fact, I might even reach out to him and see, like, hey dude, it's making clicky noises, and I hit the strings pretty hard, and it's just making noises. Maybe he'll have a good idea what to do with it, and who knows, maybe he'll have me send it back to him so he can go over it and tighten everything back down. I don't know. I know this sat in a shop for a little while, so who knows. So you start dealing with these custom guitars, you end up in a different universe. It's not like going and getting a Ibanez off the wall at Guitar Center, It's a way different experience. So I really don't have much to tell you about it, except for it's called a Weller Guitars. Small builder out of St. Louis, Steve Weller, builds these. I believe the story is he paints aircrafts for a living, or builds aircrafts. Something to do with aircrafts anyway. What is it with a lot of guys building guitar gear that work with aircrafts? You got Armored Amplification, you got a bunch of other guys. But yeah, anyway, this guitar is nuts. I can't believe how good it plays. It sounds great. It looks completely different from everything else in my little pilot arsenal over there. It's just a cool ass looking guitar. Look at that shit. It's just cool. And you look at some stuff on it, you know it was done by hand. That's awesome. Does it look as pretty as something that was CNC'd? No. But you can tell it's done by hand. And it's different playing a hand-built instrument. All right. I'm going to do a little rock and roll. Maybe show what this pickup does with cleans, because the pickup's actually quite impressive. Gear I'm using a Rev G4 being boosted by Eris Effects Parallel Overdrive version 2 through the power section, basically the clean section of the Levigoa Mr. Hector, using Levigoa cables. Yeah, I don't know. Played that Rev stuff at Summer NAMM and just broke my heart. You know who you are. Summon that 100p, motherfucker. Love that guy, but I gotta give him shit. All right, very cool. Let's make some noise with this, and then we'll get out of here. And I'll have this on the road with me this week in the truck. Hey, guess what? That was real. Let's get to chugging. All right, everybody, there it is. That's a RatRod number 6 by Steve Weller out of Weller Guitars out of St. Louis, Missouri. Hand built here in the United States. The thing is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Sounds good. It plays good. It's comfortable as hell. It feels like, I'm hitting that microphone again. It feels like home. It just does. It feels like home. It's a ton of fun to play it. Huge, huge thank you to the cats out at Corner Music in Nashville, Tennessee. They put this guitar in my hands. At a price that's just ridiculous. I'm not going to put it out there, so if they have other stuff, people are going to go there and ride their ass about it. But it's safe to say I pretty much stole this. Literally, pretty much stole this. Because if you go to Weller's website, these go for $3,800. I paid nowhere near $3,800 for it. Y'all know me. TDS is a cheap motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Alright, gear used today. Well, RatRod number 6 by Weller Guitars. Thing kicks ass. I will say that every time I play this guitar. Sorry, I love this friggin' thing. It's amazing. Took a while to get this video because I was going to do it without playing for 45 minutes and go, dude, you need to check this out. But really, these, you're not going to find them at Guitar Center. And you do need to have reasonably, a thick wallet day to buy one, unfortunately. But I'll have this out on the road, trucking all over the country. If you want to check it out, keep track of where I'm traveling through my socials, through Facebook, Instagram. If I'm in your area, please let me know. I will stop so you can try one of these. I might actually, because I like this thing so much, send it out to some of the other YouTubers just to see what they think of it. Because sometimes you like something they don't. It's kind of interesting to see why. But this right here with me, I only have kind of like one complaint that's an actual physical complaint. This aesthetic looks awesome, but a couple more screws would have been nice. So I'm going to add a couple extra screws, but I'm actually going to message Weller Guitars and see where they would put the screws if they're going to put them on. If they're like, dude, just send it to us, we'll put it on, we'll seal it down a little bit better and check it out, just make sure nothing else is a little wonky, I'll send it to them. But I'm not above doing it myself. I just know that I chug real hard and I hit real hard, and that's a lot of extra noise that, well, I don't want to bang it around and make it rattle, but it rattles sometimes. Alright, using the Rev G4 preamp pedal through the power section of the Levigoa Mr. Hector. Just because I was playing the Rev stuff at Summer NAMM, and I just love that Rev stuff. Would have been nice if it would have sold me that 100p, but instead I got this. Alright. I have to give them shit. That's what I do. I love those guys. Alright, Eris Effects Parallel Overdrive version 2. Got some Levigoa cables hooked up. Other than that, it's just the usual fuckery. Alright, thank you for tuning in. And please, go check out Weller Guitars, man. If anything, just to look at them. I mean, they're different. They'll look like something you've sort of kind of seen before, but they're different and unique. And I really like this RatRod stuff. This is, I hate to say it, this is like just fucking cool as hell, man. I mean, it's got real life pinstriping. That's done by hand. Yeah. It's just cool. Cool factor on this is through the roof. Playability is great. The weight is great. And I don't know what that pickup is. If anybody can look at that and help me figure it out. I have no idea what that pickup is, but my God, that pickup sounds amazing. I can't remember if in my intro I talked about it or not, but when I took this off the wall, it was myself and Park Henry from Park's Custom Pedals. I sat down and played it through a Sheriff, a Victory Sheriff amp, which isn't really all that good of an amp for what I play. And it sounded so musical and chimey and awesome. I was like, oh. I was like, what's these pickups sound like in compared to something I know? So I grabbed a Wolfgang off the wall. This sounded better than the Wolfgang. 100% sounded better than the Wolfgang. So whatever this pickup is, it sounds better than a Wolfgang pickup, which is scary because it looks like it's a pickup from the 50s. But the thing is legit awesome. Anyhow, thank you for tuning in. As always, like, share, subscribe to my bullshit, keep music evil, bring metal to the children, and just don't be a dick. Yes, I'm Bob. Alright. Catch you in the next video. Later.